Hi, welcome to Microdose U. I'm Dr. Denise. I'm a doctor of psychology. And here at Microdose U, we really look at how we can integrate microdosing psychedelics along with everything else that's going on in your life, health concerns, emotional, psychological concerns. So today, what I'm looking at is really how you navigate that when you don't feel you trust your doctor or you don't know who to trust, what you're reading, and it might be confusing, overwhelming. You're not sure what to believe. You'll hear things like, specifically like for perimenopause, menopause. This is one of my favorite. That's sarcastic. It's just part of life. It's part of aging. And yes, there was shifts and changes that happen that are part of cycles and aging, uh, continuing on in living, of course. And yet, the message is like, just deal with it. Women will end up feeling people. Women will feel lost, confused, overwhelmed. And here's the real kicker with perimenopause and menopause. I mean, this happens in life anyway, but specifically, a lot of women are saying that they are overwhelmed hormonally. That's part of the symptoms oftentimes when things start going haywire with perimenopause and menopause. There's already brain fog, there's already confusion, overwhelm, surprise, what's going on with my body, I can't focus. So then tell me if this is you. You go and you speak to a provider of some sort, your OBGYN, your regular primary care doctor, and the doctor says, okay, we'll try this. We'll try some SSRIs. It's very easy to get put on SSRIs. Those are the antidepressant medicine that, and pretty much if you walk into a doctor's office, the average doctor, and I'm not criticizing, it's the tools that they have. So it's, they're going to provide you with what they know and the tools that they have. So if you go into your doctor and you're depressed and you're feeling you're not sleeping well, you're sleeping too much, overeating, undereating, and anxiety, there's a really good chance that the conversation will turn to some sort of SSRI. Uh, in menopause, perimenopause, sometimes it's always it can be, not always, but frequently, hormone replacement therapy, HRT. And let me say this, there is nothing wrong with those medicines. Those medicines can be extremely helpful tools. They can settle things down for people. I'm always saying, please do not stop any medicines that you're on. And yet, here is one of the biggest myths that I come across in questions. Dr. Denise, do I have to stop taking my HRT, hormone replacement therapy, my SSRIs to start microdosing psychedelics? And the answer is absolutely not. And please don't. Please don't just stop your medicine. People will say, well, I need to titrate off before because I've heard that it can be a problem, serotonin syndrome. That's also, it's extremely rare, and it is absolutely not, it's actually just not true. So I have lots of people that I work with, patients in my practice, people we're working with here at Microdose U that are successfully using all those hormone replacement medicines, SSRI, antidepressant medicines, anti-anxiety medicines, and microdosing psilocybin and even LSD, all of those. So it's a lot of moving parts. You always hear me say moving parts, puzzle pieces. We have to know, how to sort of put that together. And yet, with a plan, I mean, it has to be a focused, unique, specific plan to you. You absolutely can use this apothecary, I say, of medicines to address your highest, greatest health physiologically, psychologically. So a lot of times, and it's, I'm sorry, it's heartbreaking and it's still astounding to me. And I had the same experience when I was in my 40s. I'm now in my 60s, where I felt like, why didn't somebody tell me about this? Why are we always reinventing the wheel? It's as if we didn't know before that hormones might shift during perimenopause or menopause. And I chuckle, not because there's anything silly. It just seems absurd to me that I can sit around now with patients I work with, women, and people go, oh, I thought that was only me. There is a 99.9% chance that it is not only you. There are sometimes unique things. However, it is the rule, not the exception, to feel confused, overwhelmed physiologically, but also as you try to navigate getting some help, because it's overwhelming and confusing. You are not confused because it's just you, it's because it's very confusing. HRT, hormone therapies, are bad. No, they're fine. They're going to run you into problems with your health. No, they're actually going to prevent problems with your health. SSRIs will really help you. Don't take it with psilocybin or LSD. Not true, as I already said. So one of the things I like to be able to do is save you that trouble. I don't want people to have to keep experiencing the same thing. And as I've said before, want to offer the help that I didn't have. I didn't know who to turn to. And in fact, my doctors, who I really respect and have helped me very much, I think it's not that they're bad people and they don't know what they're doing. As I said a few moments ago, they're using the tools that they have. So when I said to my doctor, I've been thin my whole life, I don't know what's going on, I feel, she said to me, I know. And I don't really want to starch on any hormones. It's part of aging. Now, I felt reassured that she was hearing me. And yet I walked out feeling like, well, I have no solution. I just felt, well, it's just part of aging, as if like there's nothing I can do. So it was a very long time ago. And thankfully, there's a lot that I can do. There's a lot you can do that will help you, and you are absolutely not alone. And so the question is, who do I trust? What information do I trust? And that's a perfect question. It's a very common question. And when we're overwhelmed and we're not getting what we need from doctors, providers, any help that you seek out, I think a really great question or answer to the who do I trust is to really upgrade that question. Maybe a better question is, how do I trust? Not so much who do I trust, how do I trust? And I will tell you, the number one way to develop trust is to start with the most important person, yourself. So you are not questioning because you're lost and vulnerable and afraid and alone. I mean, yes, I know that you're feeling that way perhaps, and yet you're questioning because it's confusing. And to be able to start to say to yourself something like, I am confused and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to ask for help. If I'm not feeling heard by this doctor, I'll see if I can talk to my other doctor or someone else. Or sometimes, I know it's not easy to change doctors. It's definitely not easy now. And yet sometimes it's really worth trying to work in that direction. If you feel you're with a doctor that just dismisses you, doesn't listen, just gives you a bunch of medicines to try, dismisses, say, oh, don't be ridiculous, all women go through this. I mean, that's not a good working relationship. So sometimes you can't switch doctors, or you're in the middle of something, not a good time. So I think then, if you're in that situation, or really at any time, when a doctor makes a recommendation, whether it's your medical doctor or a psychologist, an alternative practitioner, even an acupuncturist, you can certainly say, thank you for the recommendation. What makes you recommend that? What, you're not questioning why are you saying this? You're saying, like, you want to be informed, you want to be a partner with your helper, your healthcare provider, any provider that's going to help you upgrade and heal and support your path. So the question is not why are you recommending that? It's more what makes you recommend that. I want to hear the reasoning behind that. And that may help you. So you're really not questioning and alone and I don't know who to trust. You're saying I'm going to trust me. I'm going to trust myself. Even if you don't say it anyway, I know I say this all the time. Say that you trust yourself. It helps you actually get to trusting yourself. You are finding your way. You're figuring out how to trust. You're starting with you, and then you're going to go along your path, ask your questions, read, ask questions. This is why we're here. This is why I'm doing these podcasts because I want to help you. I want for there to be a dialogue. I mean, here we are. We've done careful research. Dr. Dave and I are both medical providers. Dr. Dave's a retired dentist, very expert in microdosing these medicines, and he's just a wealth of knowledge about lots of areas of life, as you've seen from his Wednesday episodes. And I'm a doctoral level psychologist, and I've always looked at how can we rewire. I don't like to work with people just to, yes, I want people to feel supported, and yet I want to come up with real plans. What can we do that will help you get to a better place in your life, really rewire things physically, psychologically? So ask us. We are here. We are here for you. We're not just trying to talk or market anything. It's really more about giving you the help that we needed, being here for you. From our experience, it's not direct medical advice, even though we are doctors. We always say that. And yet we are here for you. And we have so many people that say, this really changed my life. I have options, and to not feel alone. So, and to not feel ashamed. Women, I'll say this one extra part, and I don't mean to get on the medical profession, I'm part of it. And oftentimes, women will feel discounted, dismissed, a little like gaslit. I know that's a buzzword these days. It means it's funny that I would define it, but if you look back at the history of where gaslight or being gaslit comes from, it actually was from like the 1940s. And there was a film called Gaslighting, which was really a psychological thriller about there was gas lights, and I believe it was the husband was lowering the lights, and his wife was saying, "Oh, it's not as bright in here. You're lowering, the lights are low," or something like that. And he said, "No, no, everything's the same. You must be crazy." And it was a thriller in the sense of her feeling she was questioning her own judgment, and he was doing that to manipulate, and on went the story. It's a pretty terrible situation. So that's where the birthplace of that term comes from. So oftentimes, I don't think doctors are intentionally gaslighting, or someone says, "Oh, you're fine, it's just aging." I don't think that that's what's going on. We can just feel like, what's wrong with me? We get dismissive. We gaslight ourselves a little bit, where we say, "Oh, it just must be me." And then we kind of hide. We get frustrated, confused. We feel like there's no real help. So I am here to say there's real help. There is absolutely, every time a doctor or a provider, someone says to me, "Well, there's nothing you can do about that arthritis in your knees," it's like my cue to find the thing I can do. My back, arthritis in my back, my knees, there's nothing you can do about it, which is absolutely not true. In fact, microdosing psychedelics helps arthritis because it's an anti-inflammatory, and it rewires different pathways. So where there's pathways that have become, I'll say, damaged, that aren't functioning so well, microdosing psychedelics will absolutely help rewire and heal some of that. So I've actually had a lot less discomfort in my physical body, as well as psychological upgrading and feeling less depressed, anxious, traumatized, residual from long ago. So there's absolutely help. There's always option. No stone unturned is how I always speak. We absolutely can search for options. It's very rare that we would be like, "Well, there's nothing we can do." And being told that, um, true story. When I went first found out that I had arthritis in my back, which is going back about 15 years ago, the first thing they told me was to go for ablation surgery, where they go in and they deaden, ablate the nerve ending so you don't feel pain. And I thought to myself, that doesn't sound like a really first option here. And I called my primary doctor and we spoke, and he said to me, that's I would not go with that option. That might be like down the road if nothing else worked. And even at that, I would be very skeptical. Now, that's very different, by the way, if somebody's having a cardiac ablation. That's a whole other story, not to confuse you. That's when somebody has AFib, and it's still an ablation, and yet that's a very different situation. So please don't hear that I'm saying don't do that, because if somebody has that issue with their cardiac function, it absolutely can be a very helpful thing. So it's really important not to dismiss ourselves, feel isolated, alone, ashamed. And that's why we do these episodes. That's why I'm here, to try to help you find your way. So please reach out. Before we go, I want to just say the message today, but really kind of take that moment. Let's concretely build that trust in yourself. Take a moment and see if you can feel yourself sitting in the chair or standing wherever you are. If you're walking, driving, focus, on, of course, on the road, as I always say. Look around. If you're not wanting to focus on your physical body, sometimes people have anxiety when I say take a breath. It can be like, oh, I don't want to focus on myself. So that's fine. You never have to do my suggestion. So if you can focus on feeling how you're sitting, standing in your space, great. If not, you can look off in the distance. It's all about kind of being present, bringing your attention to the present. I can look at the tree out the window off in the distance. I don't even have to say anything about it. I just notice it. It's today. I'm looking out at the tree. It brings our attention and it kind of grounds us. So when we get grounded, or if you're taking that deep breath, sort of settling in, softening things a little bit, getting grounded, that's when you can say, I trust myself. I will find my way. I am healing. I am well. I trust myself. So I hope that's helpful. And certainly keep the questions coming. And we will see you again real soon. Don't forget to go to Patreon and Microdose U website. And if you want to directly ask me questions or work with us, you can click on the resources coaching. Certainly join Patreon. You can have lots of answers, go on the lives with us, ask a lot of questions. We'll be right there for you. It's a great community. It's a lot of expert people are in that community, actually, and very supportive. And a lot of people in that community here at Microdose U are saying the very same things you're saying. So it's absolutely helpful and supportive. So we are here for you. I'm here for you. Okay, see you soon.